The lab technician paused. Not because the sample was dangerous, but because the DNA didn't match the label. The frozen beef burger had passed everything. No pathogens, no chemical residues, no temperature abuse recorded across transport logs. And yet, under species analysis, it wasn't beef. It was horse. In 2013, inside a routine food testing lab in Ireland, that single result fractured a system Europe believed was airtight. Not because anyone got sick, not because a safety barrier failed, but because the system had done exactly what it was designed to do and still let a lie through. Within days, investigators began pulling on the thread. What looked like one mislabeled burger started moving backward through the supply chain, from supermarket freezers in the UK to cold storage facilities in the Netherlands, to processors in France, to slaughterhouses in Romania. Each handoff came with documentation, each checkpoint signed off as compliant, each audit box checked. Nothing was unsafe. Everything was false. The Horsemeat scandal wasn't a food poisoning event. It didn't unfold in hospitals. It unfolded on paper. And that's what made it so disturbing. Because it exposed something regulators rarely say out loud. Food fraud doesn't need broken systems. It needs functioning ones. The mechanism that allowed horsemeat onto European shelves didn't disappear after 2013. It evolved. In the years that followed, European enforcement agencies quietly expanded Operation Opson, a coordinated crackdown on food fraud spanning more than 80 countries. What they uncovered wasn't a handful of bad actors operating in shadows. They found patterns. Shipments of honey diluted with sugar syrups engineered to mimic floral signatures. Olive oil blended with cheaper seed oils, chemically compliant but compositionally false. Spices bulked with fillers ground so fine they disappeared into the powder itself. In one Opson operation alone, authorities seized tens of thousands of tons of counterfeit or misrepresented food products. Most weren't toxic. They were simply not what they claimed to be. That distinction is why food fraud almost never looks like an emergency. It doesn't send people to emergency rooms. It doesn't spike epidemiological curves. It doesn't trigger urgent recall banners scrolling across screens. It hides inside compliance. A shipment moves with valid certificates. A supplier passes audits based on paperwork, not molecular truth. Routine testing screens for salmonella and listeria, not authenticity. The system asks one question: will this make someone sick? Criminal networks build entire businesses around the question it doesn't ask. Is this real? In Spain, inspectors testing olive oil labeled extra virgin found products that met every chemical safety limit: acid values, peroxide levels, contaminant thresholds. But when sensory panels and compositional analysis were applied, the oils failed. They weren't toxic. They were mislabeled. And because they were safe, they stayed on shelf. This is how the fraud pathway works. It starts at origin, where cheaper raw materials are sourced legally. No crime yet. Then, alteration, blending, dilution, substitution. Often under 5% by volume, low enough to stay invisible to routine tests, high enough to transform margins at scale. Next comes documentation. Certificates reused across shipments. Intermediary brokers inserted between producer and retailer. Traceability fractured across borders and jurisdictions. By the time distribution begins, the product looks legitimate. Cold chain intact within 1 or 2 degrees. Labels compliant. Invoices clean. Detection rarely happens at the factory gate. It happens late, if it happens at all. In the UK, DNA barcoding investigations into seafood revealed fillets sold as premium species that tested as cheaper alternatives. The texture was similar, the taste passed. The price told a different story. Consumers paid more. Retailers passed audits. No safety violation occurred, which is why most cases never reach headlines. The human impact doesn't arrive as a crisis. It arrives quietly, A parent choosing honey for a child, trusting the word pure. A patient avoiding certain proteins, reading labels carefully, and being wrong anyway. A family paying extra for what they believe is quality, origin, integrity. No one collapses. No one files a complaint. Trust erodes without a sound. Regulators respond differently to fraud than to outbreaks. Instead of recalls, they issue seizures. Instead of press conferences, they open court files. Criminal cases stretch across years. By the time verdicts arrive, the products are gone. The companies dissolved. The brokers renamed. And the pathways remain. What makes food fraud resilient isn't secrecy. It's optimization. Authenticity testing exists. DNA barcoding, isotope ratio analysis, spectral fingerprinting capable of detecting adulteration at 1 or 2%. But these tests are expensive, slow, and rarely deployed across high-volume trade where speed is king. So the system makes a choice. Efficiency over verification, flow over friction, trust over proof. Criminal networks don't break the rules. They study them. They operate just below thresholds, just outside testing scopes, just inside compliance. And once a pathway works, it gets reused. That's why Operation OPSON runs every year. Different products, same mechanisms. Food safety systems were built to stop illness. They were never designed to enforce truth, which means the most successful food crimes don't look like crimes at all. They look ordinary. They look safe. They look like something already in your kitchen. And the unsettling part isn't that fraud exists. It's that the system often has no reason to look for it until a lab result quietly disagrees with a label and someone, somewhere, decides not to ignore it. That decision, the choice to ask the extra question, is the only thing standing between what food claims to be and what it actually is.